So let's jump into some of these different things that Paul
Okay.
has to say. And I think one of the big factors in this whole thing starts in in verse 2.
Right.
Paul says, don't copy the behaviors and the customs of this world. So he begins this whole list of things of how we should live by basically saying, hey, the picture that's painted for you by the world, the way that society lives, the way that people conduct their lives, don't copy that.
Right.
Let's start with that.
Right.
You're not going to copy that. You're going to live completely different.
Right.
And
I think it's important though to recognize it doesn't say transform yourself. It says, but let God transform you. And I think that we miss that part because we think, well, I will fix this. I will better this. And the reality is you can't. You can't. It doesn't matter how strong you are, how smart you are, how much money you have, what your degree is in, who your family is. When it comes to the brokenness of this world, without Jesus, it's too much. And I think that Paul he's making a very strong point. Let God transform you. Like this is not something you can fix on your own. And so this that in that second verse, that second part, it says, but let God. And so it is a surrender, if you will,
Yeah.
That's like, okay, don't be like this.
Yeah.
So then it's like, okay, well, if I can't be like that, or if I'm not supposed to be like that, or if I'm not supposed to imitate or pattern myself, what do? You have to surrender and let God do it.
Yeah.
And I think that that's so profound.
Yeah, it's exactly what he said in the verse right before that. That's why he said, give your bodies to God because of all that he has done.
Right.
Let them be a living and holy sacrifice. So he isn't saying, therefore, and so try harder.
Right.
And so be a better human.
Right.
He's saying the way you're going to be like Jesus, the way you're going to live this thing out is by laying your life down.
A surrender.
By surrendering.
Well,
exactly
and then
what you said.
In verse 3, he's like, be honest with yourself. I think that none of this is all God or all you. Everything, it's like, okay, you surrender to God, but then have some honest conversation with yourself. Look at yourself, evaluate, and be honest, be truthful, recognize where you're at. And I think that that's it's easy to read over those verses and just kind of skip through and miss the fact that everything you see here, God is inviting us into this relational place with him. That's like, look, it's not going to be just everything I do, but I want your involvement. I want you to recognize some things in yourself. I want you to see not just the places that you struggle and your weaknesses. I want you to see your strengths. I want you to see your gifts. I want you to see what I've given you, not just me tell you. I want you to see it for yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that's so cool.
No, it is very cool. And honestly, like even that statement about be honest with yourself, we can take that so negatively. We can look at that and say, oh, well, God wants me to look at all my mistakes, all my failures, all of my problems and focus on those things. No, not at all. What God wants us to do is to look at them through the lens of what Jesus has done for us. He wants us to see those things. And because he has set us free, because he has given us new life by his Spirit, now we're not bound to have to always win, to have to always be on top, because his love is never separated from us. So I don't have to win in order to stay connected to God.
Right.
I just have to look at my life and say, okay, honestly, I'm failing here. Honestly, I need to improve here. And in being honest, now I can move past those things.
Right.
because now I can say, God, here's a real problem. Help me with this.
Mm-hmm.
But if I just constantly am trying to like smokescreen or cover it up, I'm never going to find that freedom.
Right.
So.
So good.